Hello students. Now let us begin with the 7th lesson, that is congruence. Now let us first understand the meaning of this word congruence. Okay. So what exactly is meant by the congruence? Now first of all, you place both your palms on each other. What do you find? Do they match exactly? Yes. Such things, two things which match exactly with each other are called congruent things. Okay, and this property that they hold, being congruent, is called as congruence. Do you understand the meaning of this word congruence? See once more. This year, let me make it clear that this year we are only going to study the congruence for plane surfaces. Okay, even this concept can be considered for three-dimensional figures, but currently we are going to study for plane surfaces. So for that, if you take two stamps, post stamps, and if you place them on each other, obviously what will you find? They match exactly. See, two things which are having equal size, equal shape, when they are placed on each other, they coincide exactly, they match exactly, are called congruent things, and this property that they hold is called as congruence. Is that clear? Now to make it more clear, let us see these few things. I have these two figures with me here. Now if I place these two figures on each other, do they match exactly? Yes, you can't see the yellow figure now. If I turn it, you cannot see the pink figure now because they exactly match each other, right? I have this one. I have some another shapes with me. See here. If I place them on each other, they are not going to match like this. But if I place them in a proper way on each other, they will surely match exactly. Okay. Then few more things I can show you. See here. I have these square shapes. Now let us see which of them are congruent. Now I have this shape and this shape. If I place them on each other, can you tell me whether are they congruent or no? They are not congruent because they don't match exactly. This is smaller, this is bigger, that you can easily see. Now if I take these two shapes, if I place them on each other, what do you find? Do they match exactly? Yes, they match exactly. You can clearly see this. They match exactly, and so these two squares now I can say are congruent. Not only squares, I can consider the rectangles. I have these two rectangles. Now you can easily even tell by observation that these two are not congruent, whereas these two are congruent, because if I place them on each other, you find that they match exactly. I hope you have better understand the concept of being congruent, right? Not only triangles, squares, regular figures, not necessary. I can consider this. If I place them on each other, do they match exactly? Yes, and so I will say that these two shapes are congruent. Okay, I have even considered the different shapes, not only regular figures. These are irregular figures, you can say, and we have studied what is meant by congruence. Understood? The property of being congruent is called as congruence. Okay, now this was regarding general plane figures. Now if you have two segments, when do I say that two segments are congruent? Now just for the purpose of making you understand better, I am using these straws as segments. Okay, now obviously these straws are cylindrical in shape mathematically if you consider, but currently for your understanding you consider that they are the line segments. Okay, now see, I have so many line segments in my hand, right? Now which of them are congruent, I want to just find out. What I will do for that, I will just place them like this and I will just pick out which are having equal lengths. What I will say then, these are congruent, right? And these two also I can say are congruent. But when I match this one and this one, I find that one of them is shorter and another is longer. So I will say that these two segments, they are not at all congruent. Understood? So what can I easily say? That when two line segments are congruent, only if they are equal in length. When will I say that two line segments are congruent? Only if they are equal in length. Because what is how do we measure, compare segments, we have studied this last year, how to compare the line segments. We compare the line segments just by observing its, measuring its length, and hence for congruence also you should consider its length. Okay, so these two are congruent, whereas these two are not at all congruent. Okay. Now, when I consider two angles, can you tell me what can I say about two angles? How can I decide whether two angles are congruent? What I said about segments, if they are equal in length. Now, angles, when I say, see, two angles, when will I say are congruent to each other? This is one angle and this is suppose another angle. How will I decide whether they are congruent? What are the elements which I need to match? See, angles have two arms and they have this rotation, measure of this rotation, that is called as the measure of the angle. So what is the criteria for deciding whether the angle is greater, smaller, bigger, equal? How do we compare it? By measuring, by looking at the measure of those two angles, correct? And so, when will I say that two angles are congruent? If and only if they are equal in their measures, then I will say, means what, their arms should coincide and even their vertices. See now, for segment we had only length, we had only straight line part, right? But when I consider angles, I have to match three parts of that. What? These two arms and even the vertex I have to match. If they exactly match, if they coincide, then we say that these two angles are congruent. So, congruence of angles is decided by the measure of that angle. It is decided by the measure of that angle. Now, let us come to a triangle. Now, basically try to understand, this is a triangle, okay? Even I can say that this is a triangle. Then, what is the difference between these two? See, try to understand, this is very important. Then correspondence of triangles, congruence of triangles is also very important part in geometry, and so you must understand it better. For that, see here, this is a triangle and according to you right now this is also a triangle. Then what is the difference between these two? I am going to say that this is a triangle and this is a triangular region. Are you getting? This is a triangle whereas this is a triangular region. What is the difference? See here, I am just referring the sides, boundaries, the segments by which this triangle is formed. Whereas here this internal part, interior of the triangle also is included. Last year you have studied what is meant by the interior of any closed figure, any polygon, means the polygon and means the sides of the polygon, the boundary of the polygon and the interior, they make that polygonal region. So these boundaries, see, you can clearly see these boundaries and whatever is the region bounded by them, that is called as polygonal region. Here it is called as triangular region. See, this is a triangle. If I place it here, then this place is occupied by this triangle. This is a triangular region. Okay. Right now, you think of this triangle only, but whatever the material is available right now for me, I have such triangular regions which I am going to use to explain you the congruence of triangles. Okay. So let us just see it. See, these are the two triangles in my hand. If I place them on each other, I find they match exactly. Even I have this another pair. If I place them on each other, I find they match exactly, right? Here I have one more pair of triangles. When I place them on each other, I find they match exactly. So I will say that these triangles which I have shown you up till now are congruent. Now I have this triangle and this triangle. If I try to place them on each other, I find that they don't match, and so I will say that this is a pair of non-congruent triangles. Congruence and non-congruence. I hope you people have better understand this concept now. See, even not only this, even I can say, if I have these two polygons, quadrilaterals, I can easily say that if I place them on each other, they don't match, and therefore I will say that they are non-congruent, they are not congruent. Okay. Now the very important part is the when I consider the triangles. See, for segment we had a single line, we had no other dimension. For angles, what I had to do? I had to match the two arms and the vertex of that for each other. Now when I consider a triangle, there are total 6 elements of a triangle, right? You can even say 9. See, it has 3 sides, it has 3 angles, and it also has 3 vertices. So how to match, how to decide the congruence of triangles? For understanding this, you must understand the correspondence, the concept of correspondence. Now what is meant by the correspondence first? Let me see. Let me tell you. See, my two palms, now I know. If I place them on each other, they match exactly. Now, in what way have I placed them? That is important. If I place this palm on this palm in this way, you will find that they don't match. Do they? No. They don't match exactly. Means, do you understand that the way you place them on each other is important? This is the way in which you will place them on each other is called as the correspondence. Okay. So what is the correspondence while matching my two palms? I will place this little finger on little finger, middle finger on middle finger, index finger on index finger, thumb on thumb, and then only they will match each other, right? This is called as the correspondence. Correspondence and congruence, these are the two different things. Correspondence exists everywhere, congruence may not exist, may or may not exist. What I mean to say, see once more I said, correspondence exists, right? But congruence may or may not exist. Are you getting this? Now let us see. Once more I will like to tell you that I mean to say this triangle, but for whatever the material is available right now, I have triangular regions, but okay, I can explain with the help of that. Now, in how many ways can I place one triangle on the another? For that, see, now I have labeled them. You can see this. This is triangle A, B, C, and here I have triangle, another triangle P, Q, R. Now, there is one way in which I can place them on each other. If I place them on each other this way, now tell me which vertex matches. For correspondence of triangles, we write it in terms of vertices. Okay. So right now you tell me which vertex is corresponding to another one. I will write here for better understanding. See, name of one triangle I will write first. I have the vertices A, B, C. Now see, in this case when I place them on each other, A matches to P. Okay. And now this is represented by using this double arrow, double-sided arrow. Okay, A matches to P. At the same time, you can see here that B matches to R and C matches to Q. Right? B matches to R and C matches to Q. Now matches, this is general word. I will use the mathematical word that A corresponds to P. B corresponds to R, C corresponds to Q. Are you getting my dears? Now this is one way. Now what am I going to do? Just see. I will just turn this. See, this triangle is right like this right now. I will just turn it upside in this way. Okay, rotate it. Okay. Now what has happened? See, now A matches to P as it is. So I will write the correspondence. A matches to P. Let me see now where B and C match. Okay. Now B matches to which vertex now? See, Q, and C matches to R. Okay. So this is the another way in which I can show the correspondence of vertices of these two triangles. Now third way, see, instead of matching A and P, now I can match Q with A, can't I? Yes, I can. A and Q would be matching each other. So I will write the another way. A matches to Q. In that case, what happens? B matches to R and C corresponds to P. Now I will use the word correspondence. B corresponds to R and C corresponds to P. Okay. Now let me try some more combinations. See. Now I will just turn this like this. Right now it was like this. I just rotated it like this. Now what happens? See, A matches to Q. Yes, A matches to Q. Q. Now where B and C correspond? B corresponds to P now and C corresponds to R now. B and R. Okay. Now is there any possibility, any further possibility for the correspondence? Let me try. Okay. See here. Now here A correspond to P, A correspond to P, I considered two times. A correspond to Q, A correspond to Q, I tried both the rotations. As it is a plane surface, two rotations are possible, this way and this way. Now I will match R to P. R matches to P, see, they are congruent, you can see this exactly. R matches to A, okay. A matches to or corresponds to R, and in this position B corresponds to Q and C corresponds to P. Now I can do one more rotation here. I will just rotate it in this way, and what rotation, what correspondence am I going to get? A corresponds to R, B corresponds to P and C corresponds to Q. You can easily see it over here. Okay. So in 6 ways I can place two triangles on each other. This is called as the correspondence between the vertices of two triangles. This concept is very important, and using this we are going to study some further concepts. It is enough for today. So try to understand this concept first. Repeatedly observe the video and try to understand these concepts. See, I have another triangles. Even those two triangles, if are non-congruent, I can show the correspondence. I can place them on each other like this. I can rotate them. I can change this, and what happens with that and how am I going to come to the congruence using this, that I will explain you in next video. Okay, thank you.